Welcome to Week 16 Fantasy Pros. We're back for some of my top plays on PrizePicks. After back-to-back winning weeks, the early picks, we finished 4-6 last week, but we're going to bounce back, even though the Ravens passing game let us down. When in doubt, take the under. Just tail the Betting Pros PrizePicks cheat sheet, which pulls the highest plus EV plays every single week for NFL matchups on PrizePicks. Let's rebound in Week 16. But before we do, again, this holiday season, you can win big with Trophy Smack's 36-inch fantasy football trophy giveaway. Just subscribe to the Fantasy Pros YouTube channel and comment on any video for your chance to claim this impressive symbol of fantasy football glory. Celebrate your championship in festive style, but make sure you turn on those notifications so you can be alerted when new episodes are up and to claim your prize. Now, let's get to my top 10 favorite PrizePicks plays for NFL Week 16. PrizePicks NFL Week 16, let's get started. Stefon Diggs over 67.5 receiving yards. So Diggs led the Bills receiving group last week with 48 yards on just 5 targets, but he had a 38% target share. It's now been back-to-back weeks where Diggs has seen his target share increase dramatically with 31% or higher target share in those 2 games. This is no doubt related to the use of more 2 tight end sets with the return of Dawson Knox into the Bills starting lineup. I want to buy low on Diggs in this receiving number against the Chargers. Look, last week he only played 46% of the snaps in a game where he was not needed with the Bills' run game so effective. But the Chargers can be beat through the air. They've allowed the 4th most receiving yards to wide receivers this season at 175 yards per game. As the alpha in this offense, I think Diggs clears 67.5 receiving yards with ease. And I love to pair this play with his quarterback, Josh Allen, over 244.5 passing yards. This number is just way too low for Josh Allen. Guys, he's playing the Los Angeles Chargers, who have allowed the most passing yards in the NFL this season. Every quarterback of the last that have played 9 of their 11 games that has faced the Chargers has gone over their projected passing yards. Allen is projected for 261 passing yards in the Betting Pros PrizePicks cheat sheet. Last week, from a passing game perspective, is a total outlier for this Bills offense. I expect them to dial up the passing attempts a little bit more as they look to make a playoff run. They want Josh Allen to be clicking, along with James Cook on the ground. So I like the over on Josh Allen's passing yards, the more than on PrizePicks in NFL Week 16. Next up here is Terry McLaurin, less than 57.5 receiving yards. So McLaurin was a standout last week with 141 receiving yards on 6 catches, including a touchdown. The minute that Jacoby Brissett entered the game, TMC started to absolutely cook. He totaled 238 air yards, and Brissett hit him on another 49-yard touchdown, but it was overturned to him being down at the 1-yard line. But before Brissett came into the game, McLaurin was sitting on 3 catches for 48 yards. He caught passes of 29, 16, and 48 from Brissett once he entered the game. But with Sam Howell projected to be the starter after Ron Rivera said that they would go back to Howell against the Jets, I can't trust McLaurin to go over 57.5 receiving yards. Against the Jets, defense has led the fewest receiving yards per game to wide receivers. Friendly reminder that before last week, McLaurin was under this number in 4 straight games with Sam Howell as his quarterback. In the projections, he just has 50 receiving yards in the Betting Pros PrizePicks cheat sheet. I like the over and the more than on this next wide receiver, Jordan Addison, more than 41.5 receiving yards. Last week, Addison led with 6 catches for 111 yards and 2 touchdowns, while Justin Jefferson made 7 catches for 84 yards. Jefferson was targeted 10 times, giving him a 29% target share. He saw 52% of the air yards. Addison received 6 targets, accounting for 18% of the total pass attempts from Nick Mullins. The rookie remains super efficient with his opportunities, which is why I love the more than on his low receiving number, set at just 41.5 yards on PrizePicks. He's gone over this number in 10 of 14 games played for a 71% hit rate, and including Mullins' first start last week. And only one time in 6 games played with a fully healthy Jefferson has Addison come under 41.5 receiving yards, totaling no less than 52 yards. So yes, the targets can be sometimes harder to come by, but the efficient play that Addison has alongside Jefferson remains a staple of his production. He's projected for 49 receiving yards in the Betting Pros PrizePicks cheat sheet in a great matchup against the Detroit Lions this week, which could be a potential shootout. So I love the over more than Jordan Addison, 41.5 receiving yards. Next up, going to the running back position, Chuba Hubbard, Carolina Panthers running back, more than 65.5 rushing yards. Carolina's running game showed a strong performance last week, with Hubbard leading the rushing attack with 87 yards on the ground on 22 carries. He had a 73% snap share as the team's bell cow. I'm going to expect more running of the football with the team that's looking to hide their quarterback any chance that they can get. They're facing the Packers, who are the #1 run funnel defense in the NFL. Got to take the more thans on all the Hubbard rushing yards this week. 65.5 rushing yards on PrizePicks for week 16 is just way too low. Child, please. He's gone over this in 3 straight games. The projections have him for 76 rushing yards in the Betting Pros PrizePicks cheat sheet. Go check it out for yourself on bp.com. Drake London, more than 48.5 receiving yards. London's receiving yards is set at 48.5 on PrizePicks. We are 2-0 so far, correctly calling the London games. This is a spot where we want the more than play. He's back at home versus a softer pass defense in the Indianapolis Colts. London has gone more than 48.5 receiving yards at home in his last 5 home games, compiling no less than 67 yards in any contest. The fact that we get Taylor Heineke is just a bonus if he's any improvement over Desmond Ridder. Now, we're going to be more depressed here with some less than plays. Kyler Murray, less than 225.5 passing yards. It's a tough matchup on the road for the Cardinals in Week 16 against the Chicago Bears. Therefore, I'm taking the less than on Murray. Look, he has not passed for 215 passing yards in any of his 3 road starts this season. The line is set at 220.5 passing yards on PrizePicks, so I'm going to be taking the less than on Kyler Murray's passing yards against a tougher Bears defense that has been very stout against the pass at home this season. James Conner, under 60.5 rushing yards. Look, the Bears are a no-run defense. Top 5 in fewest rushing yards allowed per game and per carry to opposing running backs this season. Other than the Detroit Lions running backs, no running back has rushed for 60 yards versus the Bears defense since week 4. So I'm going to be fading the Arizona Cardinals offense altogether, going less than on Murray's passing yardage and James Conner's rushing yardage at 60.5. It's just too high for a player that he was sitting on 27 yards on 10 carries in the first half of last week's game. 2.7 yards per carry before he ripped off a 44-yard run against the 49ers. Had he not had that big run, he would not have been close. I don't think he's going to have another big run here against the Bears' no-run defense. And last but not least, we're going to tie a bow on the PrizePicks plays with a stack. Baker Mayfield, more than 229.5 passing yards. Look, they're facing the Jaguars, and it's another great matchup for this passing game to cook. So you want to add Mayfield if you're streaming quarterbacks in fantasy football, and you want to take the more than on his 229.5 passing yards against the Jaguars. Only 3 quarterbacks they have faced this season have not gone over their passing yards projections, and I think it's just an easy correlation play with his #1 wide receiver. Mike Evans, more than 63.5 receiving yards. Evans has gone over 63.5 receiving yards in his last 3 home games. And just looking at the Betting Pros PrizePicks cheat sheet, Evans in such a smash spot is projected for 70 receiving yards against a very bad Jaguar secondary. Looking at the more thans on Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans to cook against Jacksonville in NFL Week 16. That's going to wrap up my favorite plays on PrizePicks for NFL Week 16. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe, and share with all your friends so you can have a profitable NFL Sunday, Saturday, or whatever day the NFL is playing. Be sure to check out the Betting Pros PrizePicks cheat sheet to find more plus EV plays in NFL Week 16. And again, before you guys go, this holiday season, you can win big with Trophy Smack's 36-inch fantasy football trophy giveaway. Just subscribe to the Fantasy Pros YouTube channel. Comment on any video for your chance to claim this impressive symbol of fantasy football glory. Celebrate your championship in festive style. Make sure you turn on those notifications so you can be alerted when new episodes are up and to claim your prize. Thanks for watching, and good luck in Week 16.